Powerful techno is not about one single sound. So in this video, I'm gonna show you 5 lessons that can make your techno tracks a lot harder, fuller, and work better in a club. We'll break this track into 5 simple parts: the acid lead, the drums, the bass, the background elements, and the structure. Lessons are going to be practical, easy to follow, and directly useful into your own productions. So let's get started. Let's get started with the acid lead. And in techno, this is one of the sounds that it's really important to create a lot of movement and a lot of energy. The MIDI, as you can see it over here, it's quite simple. It's a variation we hear in G minor, tone, third, and an octave up. Acid leads tend to be a lot repetitive, and we do little things to break a little bit of the pattern, like this one, and also this variation over here, again, just to create a simple variation. As you can listen to it in solo. And this plays throughout the whole track, as you can see it. We do have some little variations, as you can see it over here, but this is just a moment of bridge or something like this, and it plays pretty much this hook all over the place. Now, let's talk about sound design. If you think about the sound design, what are we using pretty much? Here in the oscillator, we're just using a simple saw wave and nothing more. We don't have any unison, it's just a simple saw wave. If you look into the envelope, we have a bit of sustain to keep a bit of that body in the bass line. But to get that acidy feeling, we have to do a few steps. First, using a band filter helps a lot, because listen to how it would sound if we had something like this. Sometimes that can give a lot of low end, which is not what you want. So using the band can help a lot to pretty much just focus on the acidity. But to get that acidity feeling, you can see that we're doing a modulation here in the sound. And we also have to do one thing. In the resonance, the resonance all the way down just so you can listen. Doesn't sound acidy anymore, right? So that acidity feeling, a lot of it is coming from the resonance. A lot, but not all of it. Why? Because if we go here into the effects sections, we have a few other things. First, we have the EQ, that if we take this off, and even this filter, it loses a lot of power already. This is boosting the highs. This is also compressing a bit, making it a bit more crammed together. But the key here is this distortion. If you look at it, we're modulating this with envelope 2 again, and look at how it would sound without anything. It simply doesn't have that aggression in the sound. So that's why we need to boost it a lot. That's why we're doing this modulation here, to get a lot of this sound. And later we're doing some EQ just to get rid of a bit of body and a bit of mids into the sound if you want to listen. This is also correct, but I feel that this is more related to the song if you want to listen. To open space for the song. So depending on your case, you don't need to do something like this, but pay attention into this region because we want to focus mainly on the other parts, since techno has a lot of power already in this region as well. Let's talk about the drums now. A strong techno groove starts with a hard-hitting kick, and if you want to listen to it, the recipe is simple. A lot of presence over here. And you can even add that distorted kind of feeling that can come directly from the sample, or also by adding a bit of a clipper here. That's gonna add a bit of distortion into the sound. But to add speed to this, we have to go through a few other elements as well. For example, hats. Adding a 16th hat is going to add a lot of power and a lot of speed to your song. More than the processing itself, what matters here is the combination of sound. If you don't have anything of this also works. We're putting it to the sides with this auto pan and also with the stereo control, especially because we're coming here with a plethora of other cymbals as well. For example, we start with this close hat. And that can be the start of your groove. And then you complement with an open hat. And when things are speeding up and need more energy, you can add a ride on top of it. That 909 open hat, that 808 close hat come from Roland drum machines, which are really classic. And they all complement the sound by adding different layers of energy. First, again, solo. And to finish everything and to add a bit of warmth into the sound, we come with this hat loop as well. It's going to add a bit more energy into everything, coming all into this. Simple percussions, but really effective and really powerful. And that's what is really important for your techno track. We can talk about the bass. We're not using a classic rumble on its own, and instead we're building a lot of energy by layering 7 parts together. Each has its own job. So for example, instead of a rumble, what we're using is a different kind of bass sub that glides into one note and essentially feeling like this. So you can see that this B note is gliding into G. Because the sound itself, it's super simple. We just activate the glide, as you can listen, and if you take this off, it's just an alter saw wave. It doesn't feel that complicated, but if you want to listen with the overdrive, it already builds a lot of energy. And then with the EQ, we're doing this to open up space for the other layers that are coming afterwards, but at the same time, get that energy that we're doing over here. But where is this energy coming from? If you listen now, we're going to go here into just playing the root note here with the second layer. This is for raw energy. This adds that square wave bass kind of distorted sound, and it's also heavily ducked, as you can see it over here. But we're doing and combining this in the right frequency. We're not keeping a lot of the bass, and the reason why we have an acid lead on top, so we don't need it again. We just need to fill up the low end, and that's pretty much what we're doing. If you want to check the distorted sound, this is again just a square wave bass. Nothing so complicated. Yes, we have a bit of distortion, but it's just to complement the sound and change a bit of how everything sounds. To finish it up, what we're also doing here is adding that bass pluck rolling kind of vibe. Playing a 1/16 MIDI with a lot of ducking. And as you can see, the sound design over here, this is an I-can-has kick, and it has to be really short. The sound design of this layer has to be a bit more simple than the other ones, because as a plucky bass, as a rolling bass, it needs to be a little bit simpler, otherwise it would feel a bit overwhelming with everything else. So if you want to listen, this combines a lot with the kick. When we play with this sound, and to finish everything, one bass is not enough. We're definitely keeping more vibes and different rows in the bass line. And that's why you should do your bass in different layers and not just only one. And we also need background elements. To make the track feel fuller, we need background things, because otherwise the track can feel static and feel like it's not growing by itself. And not only this, but these background elements add warmth into your song. For example, listen to them. These are essential textures that are going to fill up the space and help the track feel wider and more emotional. For example, that key vocal over here, which sounds like a vocal, but it's actually just a basic shapes with some simple effects. And without it, it works for now, but imagine listening to this for like a minute or 2 minutes. It can feel a bit repetitive. So when we add this, it already adds some nice backgrounds that make the track feel a little bit wider and also help the track feel a little bit more complete. It adds character to the sound and not only the same thing over and over. To complement and to finish everything, we have this pad, which is just playing one note, but as you can see here in the MIDI, it's kind of like a 16th note. Really simple, with a bit of detune to add a bit of stereo and a bit of warmth into the sides as well. Not much into the effects. Can you see how they add texture and they add a bit of warmth into everything? They're supposed to help whatever is in front to maintain its center row and to not make it repetitive over time. If you're into techno tracks to work with DJs and clubs, the arrangement needs to be practical and exciting. And that means not getting repetitive over time, making it easier for DJs to come in and play the song. And we can start this by looking at the intro. The simpler you make in the intro and the outro, the more it's going to be DJ friendly. You can start just by having a little bit of kick and bass and then complementing a bit of the percussions. And why are we doing this? We're doing this to make the track easier to mix in and to mix out. The same thing applies for the outro. Now let's look into everything. For example, the acid line in the breakdown. We're doing a variation here with the tempo as it changes a lot, as you can see it. And this is the key thing on this song, for example. As we grow into the song, we start adding more bass lines. And we start complementing with background elements as well. But we're also doing variations here and complementing with acid shots all over the place. Why are we doing this? Because if we keep the same pattern going over and over and over, it easily gets repetitive. That's why we're adding background elements. That's why we're complementing with percussions to add more energy into everything. And that's why we're doing this bridge eventually to go into the breakdown. We're complementing everything here with a lot of snare rolls. We start the structure here into the breakdown by adding these other elements. Exactly to create variation for the main acid line. Otherwise, it's just the same thing over and over and over and over, and that's something that we don't want. What if you want to keep this acid line through the drop too? Well, one thing that you can do is just add it as a bass shot. This lead hard is really cool because it's a lot of detune here. It's a saw wave with a lot of detune and a bit of noise, as you can listen. That's how we create this really aggressive, ravey kind of lead. And this complements the song really well because it breaks us away from the acid lead, where we later go back to. One other thing, don't neglect silence, because silence can be really effective to create a lot of tension and regain the attention of the listener, as we do here in the breakdown. This is going to give that calm moment in the club, and this brings the energy back. So that's about it. A simple structure in terms of intro and outro. A variation here in the drop 1 and drop 2, so they're not exactly the same. We're adding other elements to create more tension and also to create variations to whatever we have here. So background elements, tension leads, other acid shots, and even variation on the main acid lead. And in the end, just adding this extra layer to create something completely different than what we listened before and make the song evolve and grow and what it needs to be. So these are the 5 key lessons for a stronger techno tracks. An energetic acid lead, drums with a lot of speed and weight, layer basses with a lot of rolls, so essentially they're layering each other and filling different spaces in the sound. Subtle background elements to complement and to create variation in your sound, and a structure that works both emotionally and practically for the club, that it's also dynamic and makes the song keep on getting energetic and more energetic and essentially making the crowd go wild. Now, if you want to study this track more in detail, you can grab the Techno Voltage Pack over here in the description below. It includes sounds and tools for this style, so you can check it everything over here. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you want to see next here in this channel. This is Lilo Reddy from Abstract Music Lab signing off. Ciao.